So, we're recording, and we are in the middle of 9.1. And so we went through a lot of other stuff. I'm going to do a real quick recap on some of this. Last thing we were doing was the tail tests. And really, all we're doing is setting up the problem like we normally been doing and just seeing where's this bottom number. Oh, where's this bottom number? Is it less than, so it's left? Is it greater than, so it's right? Or is it not equal to, which means both? And that's all we're doing there. The main thing is that the setup process, which we'll do a bazillion times. So if you were like, hey, what did we do last time? Don't worry, we're going to see it all again and again and again and again and again. Okay, cool? Cool. So that's what we were talking about. So before we get back into tail tests, there's two ways of actually determining the answer, let's just say. So we're doing hypothesis testing. I make a claim, 50% of Americans are female. You're going to say, no, I don't think so. It's going to be 49. It's going to be 51. It's going to be something else other than 50. And that's where we're going to test against it. We could either go to GeoGebra and get this thing called a p-value, which tells me if you did it right or wrong. 50% of Americans are female. Is that a good thing or is it not? Or the other thing is going to be using those tail tests for a rejection region, which again, we're not talking about yet. So right now it's p-value. And so p-value is kind of like, I would say, the probability that the statement was correct. That's good. That the statement was originally correct. Originally correct. Okay. So again, I'm saying 50% of Americans are female. And so that's my statement. It sounds pretty good, right? But what if, I'm going to just make a little what if here. So I'm going to say 50% of Americans are female. And it's all sloppy, but you get the idea. And then I go blah, 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 lots of math, which we'll do in GeoGebra later, blah, 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 lots of math. And we get a p-value equal to 0.01, something like this. Let's just think about this for a second. So what probability do we have here? What does that actually mean? 1%. 1% probability that what I said was correct. That doesn't sound good, does it? Something is wrong, okay? And we all know that guys die early. I'm so sorry. Right? You'll live on. It's going to be great. But yeah, so if we got something like this, then something about this doesn't make sense anymore. It's not right. There's a flaw in there, okay? So then we would talk about it and whatever, okay? What if, here's another one, what if I got a p-value of 0.20? So now I'm going to say 20%, right? Is 20% that it could be right? Does that sound okay? In the end, I know it still doesn't sound great, but it's the cutoff line is the 5% rule, and I'll explain it because I know you already seen it before. 5% is the cutoff line because that is where things are now unusual. Remember that keyword? 2 standard deviation away. So we got 95%. The other opposite is going to be 5. So 5% is the cutoff line. Now they're going to change the cutoff line for us. Eventually, they'll give you different numbers. But 5%, think of it like that. That's where things are unusual. 1%, unusual. Something's wrong. Something's not right. 20%, I'll let it slide this time. Good enough? Okay, cool. So there's two options that we're going to have. We either reject H naught or we fail to reject H naught. Again, I want to just rewrite this in better English. This is accept. This is accept. I'll use the word support here. Actually, you see the word support right there, don't you? Look at that. So kind of similar to that idea. Okay. So we either reject H naught or we accept it. And again, H naught is the 50% of Americans are female kind of thing. Okay. Now, I'm going to use this a lot more, but again, there's a super awesome thing, and I'm going to use that language here. So here we go. You perform a hypothesis test. The claim, here's my claim, H sub A. A realtor publicizes that the proportion of homeowners feel that their house is too small is more than 24%. There's the key stuff right there. So let's set this up. We've done this a whole lot. We're going to do it more. We're going to do it a lot more. H naught, H sub A. If I'm working with proportions, probabilities, should I use a mu, or should I use a p, or should I use a sigma? P for probability, P for proportion. Yeah, definitely. And the key number is going to be this 24%. We can all definitely agree with that. But when it says right here, the claim is more than, so what am I going to put down here with the H sub A? Greater than, yeah. Again, that's always my claim. The claim is always going to be in the bottom. What then is the opposite of that I would put up here? Less than or equal to, very good. Less than or equal to, that's always the opposite. It's always the opposite. And it always has an equal sign. It has an equal sign somehow. Okay. Cool. I'm going to ask more. This guy right here, it's greater than. So what kind of tail test am I going to get? Right tail test. Yep, right tail test. And that's going to be on this side. It'll look something kind of like this. You can see I already got the bell curve up. I'll be using it here later. So right tail test. Okay, awesome. Now, that's all the setup. Everything's fine. Everything's happy. We're going to do this 100 times. Now is the actual question. It says, blah, 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 blah. What if you have to reject H naught? What if you have to accept H naught? What would it look like? That kind of thing. So I'm going to make a statement here. I'm going to say that my p-value was 0.01. That's unusual. And therefore, I'm just going to tell you we're going to reject H naught. Okay? So I'm making this statement. I'm saying, look, we're going to have to reject H naught. We got a weird about this original status quo is not good. Okay? The original is not good somehow. So what does that look like? And here we go. This is that moment. You ready? I'm going to reject H naught. Seriously. That thing was wrong. So why am I going to use it? Therefore, this thing right here, I'm going to say this stuff is good. Right? I rejected that other thing, so this thing must be right in a way. That's a good thing. The claim is good. We like the claim. Okay? So I reject H naught. And so then what I want to do is I'm going to say support the claim. And if you go back up for just a tiny bit here, I'm going to try to scroll just a tiny bit. You can see if I reject H naught, then I'm going to say support the claim. That's that language they want to use. So both of these are very important. And that would be the end. That's your answer. It's like, wow, anticlimactic, right? It's just like, where's the number? There's no number. It's all like there's a lot of numbers along the way, and we skipped a whole bunch of them. I just made that up, of course. But yeah. So let's do it the other way. What if I have to fail to reject? What's another word for fail to reject is? Support or accept. Yep. We're going to use it. So, and support I still like. It's near and dear to my heart, bro. But I think I might have messed up a tiny bit because I don't want to confuse. So I'm going to say accept from now on. But you're still good wavelength. Let's say that I got a p-value of 20. And again, that's not unusual. Not unusual. I'll let it slide this time. Seems fine enough for now. And therefore, I'm going to not reject H naught. I'm going to fail to reject. That's the key words. Fail to reject H naught. And again, that means accept. Cool. What does it look like to accept H naught? It says that this stuff is good right here. We like this. The original status quo is great. Hello. So we like that. But then I would have to say claim bad. Bad claim. That claim was bad. So then how can I say claim bad? I would say no support, not support. the claim. And that's, again, right here, if you scroll up a tiny bit, it says, look, not support the claim. Yeah. And again, that's the answer. I know that's kind of like, wow, we did no math. We're skipping ahead to, that was the answer. Ooh, that was a lot. Let's do this about 100 more times. And that's chapter 9, is going through the same process 100 times. Again and again and again, trying to see all these different things. I'm okay with answering questions. Is there any questions at this point? Any random things? Okay, we won't have it so messy next time, okay? Because there'll only be one answer. All right, so right now I'm just having to go back and forth. Green, red, blue. Okay, keep cruising. Blah 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 blah. Here, they're talking about this. See how p value is less than significance level. Again, that's like 5%. Is it less than 5%? Yes, reject. No, fail to reject. Again, that means accept. Cool. We already seen that though. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Ah, perfect. This is a copy paste of your homework. So yeah, basically there's all these little boxes that we're going to be filling in, right here, right here. There's going to be all this like stuff down here we're going to do. That's I think multiple choice. So yeah, you think we're going to do math finally? Probably not. A doctor is studying the amount of time their patients exercise each week. It is known. It is known. Status quo. H naught. Normal. We're all knowing this. 50% of Americans are female. Here we go. It is known that the average amount of time is 9.5. Okay, about 10 hours. 10 hours a week in exercising? I don't do that. I know, right? Maybe that's why it's okay. That's why I'm sitting behind here. You can't see me. No comment. Thank you. So, after talking to their patients, the doctor claims that the average amount of time an adult exercises per week is different. Oh, there's a key word right there, is different. So this is going to be the claim down here, always the claim in the bottom. But what does is different mean? Not equal to. Not equal to. It's not less than, it's not greater than, it's just not equal to. I don't know which way, but it's not equal to that. So what's the opposite of not equal to is equal to. Always opposites. Always opposites. And then what kind of tail test would this be? Two-tail test. Very good. Two-tail test. And again, what does that look like? It looks kind of like there's two tails on it. We're not using any of that right now. That's going to be later when we do more math. But I just want to remind us. We'll see that later. It's a good practice to use that setup right now. Okay, so we got everything ready. Everything's happy. So it says, assume this level of significance is the 10%. And so what they're saying is that the 10% is the cutoff line now. The cutoff line. I know last time I said it was 5%. That's very typical. But here, let's say it's 10% because they said it's 10%. Okay, so 10% is the cutoff line. So blah, 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 3.03, question mark, question mark. And then I got a p-value, aha, of that much. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to compare and contrast. Okay, so I got p and I got alpha. My p-value is 0.0024, and my alpha is 10%. Like I do this, like whenever I start doing this more regularly, this is what it looks like for me. Every time I kind of set it off to the side. Let's talk. I want to know which one's bigger. The alligator eats the bigger one, so chomp chomp, which one? Alpha. Yep. P is less than or equal to alpha. If it's less than, you're going to reject H naught. Now, to prove that, I'm going to go back up for just a second. I'm going to come right back here. Go way back up to this decision rule thing right here. This see that? It says less than or equal to, reject H naught. Greater than, fail to reject. Like, I can't star this stuff enough. All this is like, you need this on your note cards for exams, right? That's important. So I'll just keep reminding you, of course, you're going to totally get the hang of this later. So reject H naught. I don't want to do that. I want to reject H naught right here, right now. I want to reject it. Oof. Bad H naught. You're rejected. No good. But because of that, the claim is good, isn't it? Good claim. Claim good. Looks like chair. Claim good. Yeah? So he was claiming about the exercise, blah, 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 not being 9.7. Well, then we just did a whole test, and it's definitely not 9.7. So somehow I want to say support the claim. Yes, claim is good. Good claim. Support that claim. Moving forward, we got to say that's the right thing he said. We like that. Like, that's the answer. So now we need to just, conclusion here. I want to take this and I want to put it into one of these guys. So A, B, C, or D. You tell me. Which one matches? Like, literally, I'm just looking right here and saying, can I match that up? Second one, you like it? Reject H naught. That's true. Has sufficient evidence that the amendment, blah, 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 blah. Like, this, I guess, right here is trying to say, yes, good claim, right? It's trying to say, good claim. And yes, that is correct. I like that. Good claim. Cool. So I'm going to compare with the other guys, just, making sure that we see the other ones. This one says, fail to reject H naught. So that's not right. I wanted a different color. Hold on. Give me some green. So yeah, that one's not right. That one's not right. This is okay. But if you see here, it says has sufficient evidence. Oh, look. You see the key words? And this is Newton's going to do this all the time. So mean. Good claim, right? And look, has sufficient evidence. Oh, that's good. That's good claim, right? Good claim. Yeah. But right here, do you see right here what they just said? Is that the claim? That it is 9 point? No. What was the claim? It's different. It's not. Exactly. Right here. There it is. So that's wrong. This is the actual claim. Good claim. There's your claim. That's the claim we wanted. It's like a copy paste of that verbiage. Man, Newton's going to get us like that. Welcome to chapter 9. And that's why every problem takes like 15 minutes. Because we're just going to go slowly, making sure we see it all. Let's keep cruising. Oh, I love these. Look, there's so many of them. We can do this all day. No, Chad. Business owners looking at ways to increase sales. It is known that the percentage of this is 52. So they already put the 52 up here. And we're going to fill in some boxes here in a second. Business owner claims that the percentage for this and that has increased. So what would I be putting right here? Yeah, greater than, increase, greater than. That's my claim. I'm saying it's greater than 52%. There's more marketing stuff nowadays because people totally use email for that kind of thing, right? I get like a bazillion of them every day. It's just like, leave me alone. So then what do I put up here? Less than or equal to. Yep, the opposite. Always have an equal sign. Has an equal sign. In GeoGebra, it'll always have an equal sign. Since we have GeoGebra up, we can at least show you a little bit. Yeah, well, there. You see right here it says null. It has an equal sign like built in. It's hard coded. You can't change it. But now I'm saying we have to click this one because that's the actual opposite right there. That's the real reality, I guess. And then one last thing. What kind of tail test is this going to be? cool, right? Tail test. I'm going to do the short acronyms next. And so it's going to look like this guy. We'll do that later. Okay, cool. Okay. So, blah, 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 and there's a lot of math. That's like from this point onward, there's like in this little gap, there's like a ton of math that we're going to be doing here soon. But until then, we just don't. And so they say 1% is the cutoff line. Is the cutoff line. Okay. Eek. So 1%. So blah 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 blah. P value is this much. Okay. Like Chad, why do you skip this every time? Because you don't need it. We'll come back to that another day. Just it's not required right now. So we got P, we got alpha, and I got my 166, and my alpha is 0.01. Which one's bigger? P is bigger. Yep, P is bigger. We'll go with wine colored. So yeah, P greater than alpha. I have to go back up to that decision rule stuff. I'm going to come right back. Come right back. Here we go. Decision rule up here. P greater than alpha, fail to reject. P greater than alpha, fail to reject. So I'm just going to remind you that every time. So yeah, this guy right here, fail to reject. H naught. But what does it really mean to fail to reject? Means accept H naught. I like that. I'm going to accept it. Sounds good to me. It's a good thing. So this right here, I'm saying yay, I like you. Smiley faces. Let's do some flowers. It doesn't look like a flower, Chad. Look here, there's a leaf. There you go. Now it's a flower. Everyone's happy. Look, let's do a sunshiny. Sunshiny, yay! Everything's happy right here. Uh-oh, but wait, someone made a claim. That claim is bad. Bad claim. I was going to put Chad. Bad Chad. That's me. I'm Chad. And I can't draw an L now at all. Bad claim. Bad. We don't like that claim. He was claiming something? That was bad. No way. So, like, what would I say here? I'm gonna say that I either yes or no support the claim. And which one would you click? Yes or no? Support for the claim. No support for that claim. Claim bad. We don't like that claim. And so let's take that verbiage and copy it down into this decision conclusion stuff, right? Accept H naught, no support for the claim, fail to reject H naught, something like that. So A, B, C, or D. You like C? So fail to reject H naught, that's true. The business owner does not have sufficient evidence, blah, 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 that it's more than this. So let's make sure that claim is still there. Has increased, more than, so that's a double check. And the other not. No support. No support for that claim. We don't like that claim. No claim. No. That was it. We did it. Yay. I mean, like, I know. Like, what else do you do, right? It's like, okay, now what? There's nothing else. There's no math yet. Not yet, at least. Okay. Any questions? Are y'all getting the flow of this? Can you do this like 100 times? That's what it's going to be. Not on your homework. I'm doing it 100 times. Your homework will probably be 30, I don't know, 50. It's not that bad, right? Half, okay? It's not because it's 50 questions. It's because you go through the same process so many times that you just kind of, it gets glued in your brain, you know? Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're gonna be extra sure about our verbiage, right? Yes. An economist is studying fuel prices. It is known that the average is 2.9. So they put the 2.9 already for us. Very nice. Due to recently signed international deals, they claim that the average fuel price increase has. Wait, what? Do you see that? Look, okay, so they're saying increase is, so the increase has decreased. Okay, so that's just, I don't know why they use this word. Let's just say, like, let's leave out this and just say fuel price. Is that okay? Because that was just confusing. So fuel price this much, fuel price decreased. So what would I be putting here? Less. That's my claim. Claim's always on the bottom. Less than. Opposite of less than would be? Perfect. What kind of tail test is this? Left tail test, very good. And again, what does that look like? It looks something kind of like this guy here. Again, we'll do that math later, not right now. Awesome. And again, it's always determined on this H sub A. It always tells you what the shape will be. Cool. And then we do a lot of math over here. Blah, 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 blah. We interpret. We grab some numbers. Look, there's your p-value. I mean, you can kind of see that it's going to happen soon. But I can't put anything in here until they give me some more numbers. So that's good enough, I guess. So they say that right now, this is the 1% cutoff line. And blah, 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 blah. P-value is this. So I got p-value of 0.0869. I got this alpha is the 0.01. Chomp the bigger one. P-value. P is greater than alpha. Yep. So that is a, what do we say about that? Yep, fail to reject. Very good. Fail to reject. H naught. And that another good word for this would be? Got it. Accept H naught. We like that. Cool. So I'm accepting H naught. H naught's cool. I like H naught. Let's go back and say, oh, okay, we like you. Yay, smiley faces. I'm going to do a better flower. You're like, that's still not a good flower. There's a leaf. Sunshiny. Yay, everything's happy. Let me do like a rainbow. Woo, rainbow. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to say it's good. We like this stuff. But then you look over. Ooh, bad claim. Bad. So I'm going to say yes or no support for the claim. Which one should I say? Yeah, no support for that claim. No support. And so now I need to match up my verbiage, my thoughts with A, B, C, or D. You like A? Fail to reject. I like it. Not support, blah, blah, blah. And then, yes, that less than amount is what we had right there. Yes, so that was the claim. Yep, 100% true. Cool. Copy paste a bazillion times. But it's still. Let's see what happens to this economist. Let's see what happens to this fuel price, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm going to scroll ahead and see what else. Oh, I don't see there's any problems here. I think they're just talking about it. So going forward, we're going to have to determine going forward, we're going to have to determine what we're going to use in GeoGebra. And so I'm going to show you right now which ones we have. It's z-test, t-test, and z-test of proportions. So these three are going to be what we're going to use in the next sections. And so like the next section is probably going to be the z, then we're going to have the t, and then we're going to have the proportions. Just kind of like the last stuff that we did. Okay. But they're just going through a lot of stuff about why we would use this or that. What it really comes down to is sigma known or is sigma not known? And that's really what it comes down to. Other than that, there's the proportions, which is, well, it's a whole other ball game. It's the proportions. You would see, percentages and stuff. but we've already seen it. We'll see that again here soon. And yay, we got done with that. So, wait. Did we do 9.1 and 9.2? Oh, cool. Do y'all mind if I do the homework for a little bit? Did I do 9.1 homework? You say no? Oh, they're mushed together. That's why I'm confused. Thank you. I do remember we did some homework last time, though, right? But yeah, if they're mushed together, then I probably didn't do that yet. Okay. Hey, look at all the cool classes. This is being recorded. Newton Alta coursework. Scrolly. Look at all the homeworks that y'all have probably done, but at least some of you no, let's play it. Y'all probably been keeping up, or at least getting close. That's a lot, though. All right, let's do some homework action. Oh yeah, I love multiple choice. So during the holiday season, proportion of customers involved was this much. They believe that it'll be higher. Interested in this and that. No. So what's the claim? Again, the claim is the not equal to. It's the opposite. It's the change. So we already talked about it, right? Is that an option? Which one would you use? I think so. I know that they came up with the 68%, but I think that was later. I think what they're saying is like, hey, 63 is what's going on. I think it's going to be higher this year. And so I think that's what they're going with. Yep. And then when they did the math, they got 68. Now, here's an interesting factoid here, okay? Thinking about forward thinking. They said it was 63. We think it's higher. So far, so good, right? Makes sense. We did the math, and we found it was 68. Boom, it's higher. It's done. Well, hold on. How much higher? It kind of depends on what's going on. See, not any one sample is perfect, right? Maybe I just got an oddball group of folks. Maybe I only got like 20 people together and got that. Does that make sense? I can't say that, oh, well, look, it's higher. 100% true now. But like, it just doesn't work like that. I'm hoping that it's enough. But now here would be something. What if they said it was 63 and I got 98? That'd probably be fine. Okay. It just depends on what's going on with it. And that's all that math behind the scenes that GeoGebra is going to help us with later. Okay. So just, saying, I know it's greater, but is it greater enough that I can prove that it was greater, like for everybody, Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's keep going. So, pays dividends is 40% due to increasing profits. Believes, there's the key word, that it'll be a higher proportion. So we just did this. Which one would it be? C, greater for higher proportion than the 40. Yep, there we go. Nice. Article searched this, found an average 5 keywords. Who is looking to increase traffic believes that the average is different. Oh, there it is. You see the keywords there? Is different. So which one would that make sense with? Huh? A is different. There it is. Than 5. Yep. There it is. Cool. Awesome. Why do we even have GeoGebra? We're not going to use it. Social media, blah, 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 blah. 7 hashtags on average. That's a lot. And I don't even know what a hashtag is. It's a half joke. Okay, I know, I'm a little over now. Digital marketing studies, blah, 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 that the average number of hashtags is different. So which one? Different than 7. Yep, 7. Yep. There we go. Cool. Already? Well, 1 of 4. Yeah. Oh, I love this stuff. I'm going to keep saying that. An accountant is curious about the proportion of taxpayers who owe blah, blah, blah. Let the proportion of taxpayers who owe money due to low withholding be P. Okay. If the accountant would like to know the proportion of tax who own with low is more than. So which one would make sense here? Like the best sense. You like C? I like C also. See, P, see, they're throwing a new letter in there just to kind of throw you off. Watch out. I know. P for proportion, probability, percentage, that kind of thing. And then greater than, more than 55. This is my claim. It's always the second one. It's always the H sub A. This is my claim. Now notice, that doesn't look like the opposite. And I know. You can't win them all. But we always can say that there's an equal sign at the top. I've already stated that a few times. At least in the minute. Hit it. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Investment platform analyzed. Enough savings. Let the mean be this. If investment want to know if American were saving on average more than this many for retirement. That's the only thing that I'm seeing that's different. So which one? You like the first one? I think so too. It's greater than, more than. Again, it has the equal sign. Yep, that'll work. That'll work. Cool. Orthodontist, interested in patients, new types of braces, proportion, this and that, new braces, wants to know if it's more than 25. Which one? B, yep. Yep, P greater than. There's an equal sign. It's good enough, at least for what we're doing here. Cool. Awesome. We could sit here all day doing this. How much more do we got? Oh, look, we're at 44. So, curious about the proportion of this high risk. Proportion of high risk is less than. Which one? Yeah, I like C. Less than the 15 has an equal sign. Are y'all okay with what? Confetti. Y'all okay with this? Eh? We're getting there. You'll see it 100 million times. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. And it might be, I don't think it's boring personally, but look, we get to put in symbols. Now, this is a key moment. Does Chad teach well or does Chad mess up? Let's see. This will be funny. So, civil engineer interested in permitting plans. It is known that the average is 670, and they already put that in for me. That's nice. After studying further, civil engineer believes that the average is different. Well, I guess you can't see me mess up this time. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Is different. So what would I put here for this guy? Yep. See how they got all these symbols here now? And so the opposite of that would be equal. Equal, not equal. Cool. You didn't get to see me mess up yet. Sorry. We're good. Good? Keep cruising. Keep cruising. Oh, now we have to do something with it. So our cutoff line is at 2.5%. And oh, that's mean. Look. So let's pause for a second here. I feel like I didn't do enough, maybe. I feel like I do enough. I always feel like I do enough. But then when they come up with a problem like this, it makes me want to stop and see what they're wanting. They didn't give me a p-value. See, they say, what is the p-value? Go find it. We didn't do that in the workbook, right? They always gave it to us. So think about it like this for just a minute. There's a lot of blah, blah here. And then we got multiple choice. So it's going to be either this or that. At least we got that much. That's kind of nice, right? But how do we find that value? So you saw this test statistic keep coming up, right? And we're going to have to use that somehow. And I think what I'm going to do is like drag this thing around. If I go back up here, what kind of tail test is this? Two tail test. And so look, we have different options, right? See that? So here we go. Two tail option. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Cool. And now test statistic is this much. Oh, here we go. We're going to put both of these in. And the alpha is point. There it is, alpha. There it is. So I got my alpha. You can see it. What it does is it changes my little area. See that? That's broken. It's just broken, okay? Shouldn't look like that. It should look like this, okay? That was just broken. So we got that. And test statistic is negative 1.26. Close enough. We don't have to get exact. I'm just kind of showing you what's going on here. I think that's also half broken, but whatever. Okay. So it says, what's the p-value? Did we get a p? Oh, look! Bro. That was nice of them. So like, and look, it's like straight up the same number now. So that's cool, isn't it? That's a good thing. So definitely one of these two. But now, again, remember that the cutoff line was like 2%. So like, we didn't get to that, did we? Here, I'm going to do a blank sheet of paper for a second here. And so I'm going to set it back up. I'm going to like talk a little bit more in just a second, but we got, let me go back up to the top here. These guys. So mu equals the 670, mu not equal to the 670. That was my claim. This is a two-tail test. Again, if they ask, what does it look like? Good thing I've been drawing that every time because you can see they did ask, kind of, at least. So we got that much. And then we have a p-value and we have an alpha. My p-value was that 220 something right there. 20, this guy. And alpha was the 0.025. Chomp chomp the bigger one. P greater than alpha. Therefore, I'm going to, yep, not reject. Fail to reject. You got it. Fail to reject H naught. And so that means that I'm going to accept H naught. Yep. So we like this top one. Very cool. We don't like the claim. So bad claim. Yes or no support for the claim. Yeah, no support for that claim. So that's like the verbiage, right? We just did all that. We kind of found a p-value. I think that's kind of cheating, but you know, it works. So A or B has got to be the answer. Which one looks the best for what we have? I see that big not, right? Not. So that's the indicator for me. But you can also see that it says the is different and all the other stuff involved there. Fail to reject. Cool. See, I can't just look at it and just say, boop, and get an answer. I have to go on the side and draw a whole page worth just to get something to work. Welcome to chapter 9. Okay. Hey, look, we get to do it all over again. Hey, Chad, when are we leaving? Yeah, because I gotta say, I really love doing this, but there's not a lot of change going on. You know, it's always the same thing. And it is a lot like that. It is. But this time you get to see how I taught you wrong. Yes, this will be great. You get to see me mess up. You ready for this? Blah, 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 has increased, right? So what do I put right here? Greater than. What's the opposite of greater than here? Less than or equal to. Hit it and get it wrong. What? Chad, you do me wrong, bro. Oh, this is so annoying. Equal sign. Still wrong? I put it in the wrong place. Oh, look, I put it right beside. Well, look, there's the answer right there, equals. I still messed up. The point I was trying to make, guys, was that you have to put just a straight equals in the top every time for GeoGebra. Oh, wait, I meant for Newton. It's for both. It's for both. It's still the opposite. Statistics are the same. The way they designed it here was to have just the plain straight equals every time, okay? So I'm going to learn that too, although I'm still going to try to teach it correctly. Is that okay? Put an equal sign. Just a plain equal sign. Don't do stupid like I did, okay? That was dumb. Just a plain equal sign in the top every time. Right there. Look, there's your answer. For them, right? You go to a friend's house and you're just like, oh man, it smells in here. Do you really say something? Or you just leave eventually and let them smell? So I'm gonna let it go for now, okay? And that sounds so weird. I'm so sorry, but you know, it happens, doesn't it? Have you ever been to that situation? You have? Good. Could you walk out of there, bro? Continue. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I was just thinking of like, you know, weird situations. So I'm gonna write this down so we can do all the cool math that we've been learning. That's wrong, Chad. No. Okay. Yes. There we go. What kind of tail test do we have? Right tail test. In case they ask, which apparently they do, it looks something kind of like this. Again, that's the claim. It's always on the bottom. Here we go. All right, so they said that the Z test statistic thingy is this guy. Again, I haven't even told you what that is, and I won't until I absolutely have to. But for now, we're just using the number, and I got 5% cutoff line. So 5%, okay, drag to the 5%, and right tail test. And then I need to change that to be 1.25. 1.2. Oh, it's so wonderful when it covers it up like that. I love this. I'm going to say something. You know me. So, okay, I got a P. I got an alpha. What's my P value? Yeah, 10%. Yeah, you got it. Very good. And then my alpha, they had said, was the 0.05. So chomp chomp the bigger one. Bam. You're on top of things. You kind of have you gotten a flow of how it works? Kind of expecting what happens next. Yes. Yes, so this is fail to reject, which means accept. And using a different color. Okay, like seriously. Oh, there we go. Color. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to accept H naught. I like H naught. Bad claim. So then I'm going to say, scroll down a little bit, yes or no support for the claim. And you would say no support for that claim. All right, now that we got all this, we can get through this. It's definitely one of these top two. So which one? Failed to reject, more than, not support. Everything's lining up. You can also probably see at this point that you don't actually have to do a whole page every time. I'm probably overdoing it. But just in case. I'm having fun with it, and you are too, because I said so. But we're getting there. Yeah. And we do it again. So I want to show you that, yes, this is, look, decreased. So I'm going to go less than, and then on the top, a plain equals to. That's the point I was trying to make last time. Plain equals to. That's what they want every single time, regardless if it's wrong. Okay, good. Yeah. And then we'll just continue and continue. If you don't mind, I'm going to actually instructor skip this one because I want to look if there's anything else going on. More confetti. That's like 3 times now. Oh my gosh. Oh, so cool. Okay, so this is a little different. This is awesome. I think this is the tail test stuff. They say, which is the tail test? What do we have here? 2 tails. Bam! Wow. I feel my hard work paying off. Which tail test? We nailed it. Awesome. This guy? Well, it's a good thing I was talking about it earlier. One-tailed. So that's going to be left or right. So is this one-tailed? Okay. There's not really like a one-tailed test. It's just the fact that like they're saying, hey, let's do a multiple choice about this. We did it! Yay! Awesome! All right, cool. What I actually want to do is I want to stop here, but I want to stop recording and show you something kind of interesting. Okay? Do y'all mind? But it's not. You don't mind? Thank you. But I'm going to definitely stop the recording.